Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. In this video I want to teach you how to crochet this beautiful cardigan. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're going to need to make it. If you are not a subscriber in my channel, please subscribe and click on the little bell and you will get the notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I do my video in two languages, Spanish and English. So if you get a Spanish version, look for the English one that will be in my channel as well. To make this cardigan, this is the yarn I'm going to use. It's Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. It's a 100% acrylic, 283 grams each, or 440 meters. It's medium 4, and the color is anemone. I think that's how it's pronounced. I have these two. I don't know exactly the amount of yarn I'm going to use, but I think with these two is more than enough. The crochet hook is 6 millimeters. You're going to need tapestry needle and scissor and buttons. I bought other colors. I just wanted to show you quick. But this one, look how gorgeous these ones are. They are graffito. That's the name that I see in here. So it's a beautiful gray color. This will be gorgeous for a knitted one. And I bought this one. This is amazing. It's one of my favorite color, and it's Sea Coral. It's gorgeous. I got those. They have other colors, but those were my favorite. They have another one with turquoise kind of color that I will buy to figure it out the length of the chain that you need to do for your cardigan. You're gonna do one, and you're gonna measure in your body, starting from the center all the way around until here, and you're gonna leave a little gap in between the chain, like a 2-finger gap, because once you start working the stitches, the chain it tends to stretch a little bit, so you don't want to end up with a bigger piece than you wanted. Either you're making this for a little girl, for a teenager, for a small size, for a medium, large, extra large. That's how you're gonna figure it out, the size of the chain for your piece. I'm gonna start from here up with a stitch, and then from here down with a different stitch. If you like this blouse that I'm wearing, I already have the tutorial in my channel. I'm gonna leave a link here. I always leave link of other videos in my tutorials, and at the end I always leave other videos just in case you want to check them out. So this way is how you're gonna figure it out, doing the chain and measuring until here, the size that you need. I'm gonna start doing a slip knot, and I'm gonna do a chain, and I will measure on myself, and then I will let you know how many chain I did for mine, just in case you want to guide yourself for my size. I did a chain of 112 for mine, so now I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, and then number 5 I'm gonna do a double crochet. This is gonna be a very easy cardigan to do. Gonna be just the top will be done with double crochet, so very easy. Continue doing 1 double crochet on top of each chain of space all the way to the end. I finished that row of double crochet, so now we're going to continue doing double crochet on top of each double crochet until we have the desired length until under the arm. Here I doodle a little bit in a piece of paper just for demonstration, but the idea of how it's going to be the cardigan. So let's say, and these are your breast, and I don't want mine right until the waist. I want a little bit higher, around here, you see, and then it will go from there out. Okay, the bottom part from here, a little higher up than the waist, but you can go from the waist up or any length that you like for yours. Okay, but I will show you as I work. I will let you know how many rows I'm doing for mine and the measurement and all that stuff. So I will work for around here until it's time to separate the two front and the back, because we're working that part in one piece. Okay, so that's the idea that I have for this cardigan. So you're gonna continue, you're gonna go up with a chain 3 on each row, and you're going to turn your work around, and you're going to do a double crochet on top of each double crochet until you have that length that you want for yours. I'm going to work off camera on mine, and then I will let you know how many I will do for mine. Okay, so it's as easy as I can for you guys to do this. So I finished the length that I want for mine, and I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. So I folded like this in here, and then I place a marker in this side, and I counted how many double crochet, and it was 29, and then I counted 29 on the other side, and I placed the marker at 29 on the other side. So each front piece have 29 stitches, and the back the rest of them. Now I'm going to give you the measurements, and I measure 21 centimeters or almost 8.5 inches. Now we're going to work on this side where we have the yarn attached until the marker, and then after we do the back and then the front. I will have to remove some of the yarn from my ball in here to combine the top of the same color, because I don't want one part darker and the other one lighter. No, I want the top to be dark until I can. So that way it is very even in the top. So you're gonna chain 3. You're gonna turn your work around, and you're gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet until the marker. I'm gonna do my last double crochet where the marker is, and I'm gonna remove the marker because I don't need it anymore. It just was to make things easier for me. So now I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn my work around, and I'm gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet for a total of 29 double crochet. You're going to do a double crochet until the end. Now in this row I'm going to start doing a decrease in the front to give a little bit of a shape of the collar in the front. So this time I'm going to chain only 2, and that will be the decrease and that stitch, and then I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. So in the way back, in the next row, I will do my last double crochet and top of this double crochet, and then the chain 2 will be, you see the decrease, I'm going to be doing that double crochet and here. So now you're going to continue with the double crochet and top of each double crochet until the end of this row. Two and 3. Turn my work around, and I'm gonna do a double crochet and top of. I did that row of double crochet and I turn my work around. Now I'm at the border here. I have the 2 double crochet plus the chain 2. Remember, we are decreasing the chain 2. So now we're gonna do another decrease. We're gonna do a double crochet and this double crochet. We don't gonna finish, and we're gonna do the last double crochet and top of that last double crochet here, leaving the chain 2 without working. And then you're gonna close those 3 loops, and you did a decrease in this row and now another one in this one. You're gonna chain 2 again, turn your work around, and that chain 2 is on top of these 2, so you're doing another decrease. So you go to the next one and you do your double crochet, and you're gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet all the way to the end, and you're gonna go back with the row double crochet, and I'll show you one more time the decrease in here, and you see it started to take the shape in here. I'm at the end of this row again. I have 3 double crochet plus the chain 2. Remember, the chain 2 is the decrease in this case, in that row, and then now we're going to do the decrease in this one. So you're going to do a double crochet in here. I had 2 double crochet left, so you're going to do this one and you don't going to finish. You go to the next one and do the same, and you have 3 loops, and you close those 3 loops and you chain 2, and then you start to get the shape of the color here. And in here is straight where you have this, the opening for your arm. So I'm gonna continue working off camera, and on each row I'm gonna do the decrease until I have the desired width of my shoulder and the length of my arm opening. Okay, so I will let you know how many rows in total. Remember, we did 2 rows without decrease, and then we done 1, 2, 3, now 4 rows with decrease. I finished with this side, and it measured 20 centimeters long, so you have to do it depending on the size of your arm, from 18 to 20 centimeters for a large size. In total, I did 2 rows without any decrease, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows with a decrease in this side at the front, a decrease on each row. So in total are 12 rows from here to here. So if I want this a little bit smaller, I will have to remove that row of double crochet. And then for the back, the other side of the front, you have to do exactly the same with the decrease in the other side. And for the back, you're gonna skip this double crochet in this side and skip this double crochet in here. So you're gonna work leaving one in between the space in here. So I cut my yarn, and here I chain 1. So this was the last decrease. You see these 2 together. I chain 1, and then I'm gonna pass my yarn through this loop, but I don't gonna tie this knot too tight, because when I do the back and I do the other side, I will put some safety pin on the shoulder. I tried it on, and I found that this is too big. I will remove 1 row in the front, 1 in the back, and 1 on the other shoulder, and that way it will be my size. So here I wanted to explain you that usually I continue as I supposed to go with my piece, but this time I'm gonna start the front from here, because the first row I will chain 3 and I do that row, and the second row I will finish with a double crochet exactly the same as this one, and then in the third row I will start with a chain 2 exactly like in this side. That way both sides are exactly the same. I'm gonna start in here like I mentioned. I'm gonna do a slip knot, leaving a little tail to loose, here in a loop. I'm gonna come here to the third chain. I'm gonna pass that loop, and I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna turn my work around. I will lose that tail at the same time, and I'm gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet until the marker. Turn my work around with a double crochet on top of each double crochet, and then in the third row we're gonna start the decrease and the front again. I finished the first row, and something that I wanted to show you, I separated my colors here. I separated the dark one, and here I had the rest. So I want the top to be dark and the back as well. So if I don't have enough from this, I'll grab from the new ball of yarn. That way it's nice, darken the top and then the other colors down. So I'll be playing with the colors and the two ball of yarn. So in here you're gonna chain 3, turn your work around, and you're gonna work until the end, a double crochet on top of each double crochet. And I will show you one more time the decreases, and you can do this part as well until you get to the end. I finished that second row without any decrease. Now you're gonna chain 2, and this is the first decrease row. You're gonna turn your work around, and you're gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet until the end, and then you're gonna return with a chain 3, a double crochet on top of each double crochet until you have these 2 left, and the chain 2. And then I will meet you here to show you one more time how you're gonna do that decrease, and then from there you can continue by yourself until you have your length exactly the same as the other side. For mine are 10 rows. I have 2 double crochet left and the chain 2, but you can ignore the chain 2 because that was the decrease from the row before. So you're gonna go to this double crochet, you're gonna go do a double crochet, you're not gonna finish, yarn over, go to the next one, do a double crochet. You have 3 loops, you're gonna close those 3 loops, and like that you did the decrease in that row. So those 2 type of decrease you're gonna do in one row is a chain 2, and the other one the 2 double crochet together. Again, you're gonna chain 2, turn your work around, and you're gonna go to the first double crochet that you can see that is the first one, because these 2 that you have here, and the top is the 2 chain because those 2 you did a decrease. So you come in this one and do your double crochet. You have to make sure that you don't do that double crochet in here because otherwise you're increasing stitches. So you have to pay attention in that part in there. And like that you're going to continue until you have the same length that you did for the other side in here. For mine are 10 rows. After that I will show you how to work in the back. Here I have my 2 front part done. Now I'm going to flip it. I'm going to work in the back. I'm going to leave this double crochet without working, and I go to the next one and this one, and I'm going to start working my back piece. I'm going to do a slip knot, and I will lose the tail as I work, and I come here, pass that loop, and I'm going to chain 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to do a double crochet on top of each double crochet until you have 1 left that you're going to leave without working. This one in here, you don't going to work on that one, you're going to work until this one in here, and then you're going to work back and forth until you have the same length that you did for the front. For mine are 12 rows. I finished the back, and I put these pins in here. I turn it on, and it's get that length for the opening of the sleeve. So if yours don't close completely in the front, you will find that it's a little bit too tight, don't worry about it, because we're going to do a border all the way around that will overlap for the buttons. So I'm going to sew this in here, and then I will start working in the bottom part. Now I'm going to do the sewing in here. I have 18 stitches here in the top, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And here in this 18 is where I'm going to start sewing. And here. And I will sew from here to the end. And the same with this tail from the center. I will count again 18, and I will go from the center out. We're going to start in the border here, where we start with the chain to go up. Now we're going to start in that strand in there all the way down. So you're going to do a slip knot, and you're going to come here. You see where that double crochet is, that chain 3 space you have underneath a chain. Remember, we start with the chain 3, and then we went to the 5th chain. We left 4 chain, so this one is the 4th chain here. Okay, that is the first space for the first double crochet. That was the chain 3. So now you're going to chain 4. Just a sec here. I don't like the knot to pass to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to do 3 elongated double crochet, and the chain 4 is number 4, and we're going to work 1 on each strand in here. Okay, so you go to the next strand under that double crochet, and you're going to pass through 1 loop, through 2 loops, and 2 loops. Yarn over, go to the next strand, and pass your yarn through, pass it through 1, through 2, and 2. We have 3. And again, go to the next strand, and you're going to pass it through 1, 2, and 2. And that's the border. You're going to chain 1, you're going to do a yarn over, and you're going to skip 1, 2, and in the 3rd strand, you're going to do 1 double crochet, another double crochet, we're going to chain 2, and instead of doing the 2 double crochet in the same space, we're going to do it in the next strand, because we want to distribute, I don't know if that's right, to have the weight of the stitch in 2 strands, because 1 strand is too thin to have 4 of these double crochet, and the next row will be pulling and pulling, and this is only 1 strand, so we want to have them even. I have trouble pronouncing that word. So you're going to do 2 double crochet in the next strand. You see, 2 in here and 2 in that one. Now we're going to do a Solomon knot. You're going to pull and around the width of my thumb, like that, plus the size of the hook. That's the size I'm going to do my Solomon knots for this row. Yarn over, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 I go, sorry, in number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then number 6 I'm going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and the next one there will be like number 7, and you're going to do 2 double crochet. And like that is what you're going to do all the way to the end, and you're going to finish with this and the other side. So if you have different amount of stitches and you don't know how to figure it out, just go by the length of your Solomon knot. You don't have to count the stitches here. Just make sure that at the end and the other side you finish with this exactly the same. That part is important. The other part that can be a little bit more close together or a little more far apart. Okay, this is the part that is important. And I already did that row completely, and I have to change it a little bit, and I'm doing it all over again to try to have the at the end exactly the same as this one. So you're gonna repeat that until you finish this row. I will show you one more time. Okay, I'm gonna do the Solomon knot. I already did one in Spanish, now in English. So the width of the thumb, they don't have to be exactly the same size, just pretty much close to the same. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna do 2 double crochet. I still have that word in my head, to distribute. Now I will try, I will never get it. Distribute. There we go, distribute. The weight of the stitch. So the next 2 in here. And by that, you see, you're going to continue all the way. If you would like, you can do this, and instead of a Solomon knot, you can do a chain space, you know, like a 2 chain space or 3 and here in between, but I like it with a Solomon knot. It's really a much nicer finish. So that's what you're going to do all the way to the end. Now I'm going to finish here. So I tried these twice. I did it once, but I was too many stitches left here. I wasn't distribute evenly. So now it is, and it's perfect this time. And now I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, and then the third one I'm gonna do my elongated double crochet, and then 1 in the next one, and 1 in this one, and 1 in the last one. See, you have to make sure that the beginning and at the end is the same. This is the front part where you will see this more. Okay, so the same way I started my piece, I finish my piece. If you like, you can leave this like a little just vest, or do some long sleeve and leave it like that, nice and short. But for mine, I'm gonna give it a lot of the length. So in here, I'm gonna chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna turn my work around, and I'm gonna do again 1 elongated double crochet on top of each space. We have to have 4, and the chain 4 counts as the first one. And number 4. And like that you have your 4. And I want to explain you why we're doing the elongated double crochet here. Is because if we do just a regular double crochet, when we do this stitch, you see this is a little bit longer than a double crochet, because this is a little peak that you have here. And if you do just regular double crochet, this will be longer and this part will be shorter each time, and then at the end you don't want to have an even piece. Okay, so that's why we're having this stitch a little bit longer. So now we're going to chain 1 and yarn over, and now we're going to work in the chain 2 space. You're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet in the same space. Now we're going to do the Solomon knot, or the half a Solomon knot, because this is half. You have to do 2 of these in order to have a Solomon knot. So I'm doing half, but I'm calling a Solomon knot. You understand the meaning. So this time we're going to do this one just a tiny bit bigger than this one from the row before. I already did a couple of little girls circular cardigans with this stitch all the way around, and in each row we increase a little bit of the stitch, the length, and this time we're going to increase just because we are in here above our waist. So you have to give a little bit more width for the hip, and then after you pass the hip, you work with this stitch straight, because you just give it a little bit of a flare for the body, the shape of the body. So in here you're going to do your Solomon knot just a tiny bit bigger than the last one, not a lot. You probably won't see much of a difference. But as you work and you do one row each time bigger than the other one, you're creating, you see, the knot just a little bit longer. Only if I pull, you see the length that this one is a little bit longer. So again, you're going to do 2 double crochet in here. Chain 2 and 2 double crochet. I really like this stitch. Oops, I just pulled that. Because instead of having the chain space in between and here, you know, that leave you an empty space, this fill this up nicely, you see, it give it a nice shape to your piece. So you're gonna continue again. You're gonna use the Solomon knot. There's a tiny bit bigger than the last one from the row before. And if it's not a tiny bit big, you just remove it and do it again. And I think these ones are a little bit smaller, because as you see, when I pull, it's pulling this. It had to be a little bit looser than the row before, a little loose. And that's what we're trying to create in here. So there. So this is the repetition that you're going to do on each row. And remember, you will increase the Solomon knots size just until you are on your hip. You try it on and you see that is a nice shape. And then you continue with them straight until you have the desired length all the way to your toes if you want. So you're going to continue doing this over and over. And remember, and here you have a chain space. So I will meet you here when I have the desired length that I want for mine. I finished the bottom part and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 rows. And now we're going to start with the sleeves. I made one of the sleeve and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 row plus the crab stitch in the end for the little border. So I did 44 stitches or double crochet in my first row, but I start decreasing from the first row until row 6. You see that I have that angle here. I don't know because it's dark material, maybe you can see. And here, and then I work straight until here, and then I start doing some decrease. I did like 2 row decrease and then I work straight. So I'm gonna show you how to do the decrease in these 6, and then from there you can continue working in your sleeve and you try it on as you work. And then you know where to do the decrease if you want more decrease, or if you want it straight, you can do it straight without any decrease. So I did 44 in here, and then now I'm going to show you how to do the sleeve. I'm going to start in this stitch, that double crochet that we left between the front and the back part, and that stitch is where we're going to start. I'm going to do a slip knot. And exactly what you do in this one, you have to do in the other one. So I'm going to come here, past that loop, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And at the same time, I'm going to lose that tail. I'm going to do a yarn over, and I'm going to the next space in here, and I'm going to do a double crochet that I don't want to finish. Yarn over, I go to the next space in here, and I'm gonna do a double crochet, and I'm gonna close those 3 double crochet, and I count those 3 as 3 of the 44. Now I have to do 41 stitch all the way around. So mine and the other sleeve, I don't do them too close to each other. I left a space, but not too big of a space, that way you don't get a gap. You know, you try to make them the same distance, evenly distribute. So I will meet you here at the end. That way I will show you how you're gonna finish this one and start the next one. I'm working in the last double crochet, number 44, and I don't finish that one. I'm gonna go not on top of the 3 chain, but on top of the first double crochet, and those 2 that we did together, and we're gonna do a slip stitch through all those loops. And you did a decrease here in the center, and those stitches, that way they always stay in the center under the arm. Now you're gonna chain 2, 1 and 2, and then you go to the next double crochet, and you're gonna do a double crochet and a double crochet on top of each double crochet until you get to the end, that I will show you again how you're going to finish with a decrease in there. I'm going to work the last double crochet. I don't going to finish. I'm going to come here at the first double crochet and the top, and I'm going to do a slip stitch through those 2 loops. And like that is the decrease in this row. Again, you're going to chain 2, and then you go to this double crochet in here, and you're going to do a double crochet, and exactly the same as you did in this row, you're going to continue for 6 rows. And you're going to finish here exactly the same as you finish this row, and you're going to do that last double crochet, and here you don't going to close it until you do a slip stitch in top of the first double crochet and here. So if you look, it already start to take the shape, you see, the arm. Well, I'm going to put mine in here. So this part in here is what we're doing now, and then when you do the until here, that's the 6th row, you work straight until around here. That is where the arm start to get smaller, and then you do a couple of decrease, and then you work those stitches smaller until you get to this in here, and then you do the row of the crab stitch. But you have to guide yourself by your arm, because I don't can tell you do so many decreases here and there, and then maybe that sleeve don't gonna fit your size. Okay, so you have to guide yourself by your arms. So in here, this is the one that I already have made, and you can see these are the 6 row that I did a decrease on each one. But maybe for yours you only have to do 4 row of decrease and then to work more straight, or you have to do 5 row or 3 or none, or you have to do 7, 8 row decrease, because even if it's the same size, like large size, not all the arm have the same shape. Maybe this fit me and maybe don't fit you, or is too loose for yours. So I did this one according to my arm. So that's what you have to do with your sleeve. Do the decrease as you try them on and on yourself. So after you finish the 2 sleeves, we're gonna work and a border all the way around the cardigan. I will show you one more time. I'm gonna work in the last double crochet. I had 2 loops. I'm gonna come here into that first double crochet, and I'm gonna do a slip stitch through those 2 loops, and like that you did your decrease. Again, you're gonna chain 2, and then in the next double crochet you're gonna do a double crochet. And you see, when you close this one in here is on top of that double crochet, not the chain 2, the double crochet where you do the slip stitch. Okay, so, and in this one, on top of this one is where you're gonna do the last one. Okay, so after I do those, so I've done 1, 2, 3, working on number 4. After I've done 6 rows like this, I will show you a trick how to keep the seam straight under the arm, you know, because sometimes when we are working in a circular piece with crochet, the chain space always tend to, you know, change position. It always, I don't know why, it always it's not straight. So I find a way to do it that it will be straight. I did my 6 row decrease, and now I chain 3 to start row 7. So I'm gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet, and then at the end I will show you how you're gonna finish this row and start the next one. That way it will be nice and straight. Here I did my last double crochet. Now I'm gonna do a slip stitch, not on the 3rd chain, but on top of the first double crochet. Now you're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that same space where you did the slip chain, the slip stitch to do the chain, in that same double crochet, you're gonna do your double crochet, and that will help you to work your work straight. And something else, and instead of working your double crochet in this space that you see in here, you work your double crochet right on top of the double crochet, and that's something else that helps that your work is nice and straight, no turn one way, the seam. You see, I'm working right on top of the double crochet. So you're going to continue like this, and remember, you try it on in your arm, and as you work you'll know where to start a decrease again and where to work straight without decrease. So I'll finish this sleeve, and then I will show you how to work the border around the front. Something that I want to mention, just in case you wanted to do exactly like mine, in row 19 and 20 I did decrease in those two, and then I continue straight. So what I did was 6 row I decreased, and then after you did row 6, from 7 to 18 I work straight, no decrease, and then 19 and 20 decrease, and then from 21 to 29 straight. Okay, and this sleeve, that was the first one I did, I made a mistake here, and I just I want you to see it. And instead of working right on top of the double crochet, I work in the space in the top, like the chain space, and it looked a little bit different. It looked like a line in here, and I did that on purpose in the other sleeve, that way are both the same. Now we're gonna work the crab stitch, and you're gonna chain 1, and you're gonna work backwards, so you're going to the back double crochet behind your hook, and you're gonna pass through that loop, and you're gonna close those 2 strands. Go to the one in the back, and again, always the strand in the front is the one that you are grabbing from the ball of yarn. You always have to be in the one in the front. Okay, and once in a while you'll want to decrease a stitch, so I'm gonna leave that one without working. I go to the next one, and I'm gonna do my stitch. I'm doing that way these keep the shape of the sleeve. As you use put it on and off, this will keep the shape. Okay, I will show you one more time. So you're gonna come to this one here, and you're gonna do your single crochet backwards, do the next one like that, and once in a while, don't have to be every, but you know, can do that every 4 or 5 stitches or 6. You can remove one double crochet from the top, and here you see I'm skipping that one, coming to this one, and doing my single crochet, and like that you're going to continue all the way around. You're going to finish with a slip stitch and here, and then you're going to lose your tails, and then we're going to work in the front of the piece. I finished my 2 sleeves, and I lose all the tail, and look how nice these look with the crab stitch and here. So now I want to work in the border, and I still have this amount of yarn left from the 2 ball of yarn, but I don't have the darker strand. So I went to Michael. First I went to their website, and I downloaded a coupon of 50% off, and I went to Michael's and I bought another ball of yarn, and I make sure that it begins with the darker color. That way it's easier for me to do the border. The border is optional. You don't have to do a border, and so it's buying another ball of yarn. You can use whatever leftover you have if you don't want to buy another one. And I'm doing a border because I left the gap in between the 2 ends of the chain a little bit too small, or too big, sorry. The gap is too big, and it closed like that. Don't overlap for mine. Maybe for yours overlap, and you can do it like this, and you don't have to buy another ball of yarn. I can close it like this if I want to, you know, overlap it in here, put a button in there, one in here, one in here, and one in here, and it's no problem, will close, no problem. But I will do a border anyway, and that's what I'm gonna do with mine. This is the right side of the piece, and the border I'm gonna do is a 2-row border. So the first one I will start working inside out, and then in the way back I will work on the right side of the piece, and it'll look much better. So you see, this is the right side of the piece, and I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna start from this first chain space in the border. I'm gonna do a slip knot, lose that tail, and I'm gonna pass it through here. I'll make it a little bit smaller because I want the knot to pass to this side this time. Usually I like the knot to be on the other side, but since this is the inside, I want the knot to be on the inside. And later I will pass that tail to the inside and I will lose that tail on the inside. So I'm gonna chain 1. In the same space, I'm gonna do a single crochet. Now I'm gonna chain 2, and I'm gonna come here to the space in between these 2 double crochet, and I'm gonna do a single crochet. Chain 2, and go to the space in here and do a single crochet like this. You're going to be working all the way around. Chain 2, come to the space in here and do a single crochet. Chain 2 and come here and do a single crochet, and you're going to do that all the way around. If you like, you can leave it just with that row of chain 2 and a single crochet all the way around. I did my last single crochet, and the border I'm going to turn my work around, and I'm going to chain 1, and in the same space I'm going to do a single crochet. Now you're going to do a yarn over, and you go to the next single crochet, and you're going to do 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to go to the next single crochet in here, and you're going to do a single crochet. And this is the border that we're going to do all the way to the end. Yarn over, you go to the single crochet, and you're going to do 5 double crochet. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go to the next single crochet and do a single crochet. And like that will be the border. If you like a different border, you can do a different border for yours, but I think it will look really nice with this and the border. So 5, and you go to the next single crochet and you do a single crochet. It has to look like that. So you're going to do this all the way around. I'm going to show you one more time. So you're going to do a yarn over, and you go to the next single crochet and you do 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet inside that single crochet, and then you go to the next single crochet and you do a single crochet. And we're doing the fan stitch for the border. Here I finished my last one with the single crochet and the first single crochet. I'm gonna chain 1. I'm gonna cut the yarn, and now just to lose the tails. And let me show you exactly the same way I start. You know, I start with a chain, a single crochet, and then in the next one I did the motif. So I finish in here, you see, with a motif, and in the last one, the last single crochet, a single crochet. I'm gonna show you what I did in the top and the collar, and here. So and here I did, this is the seam, okay, the shoulder seam. I did the motif in there and the single crochet. I did it here and the in front of the seam. In the back, in the first space, I have my single crochet. I skipped that one. I left that one without working, and I went to the second one and I did the motif, because when I did that, I counted to see I will end up exactly the same in here. That way I'm even in the front. So I finished in here with the motif. You see, I skipped that one, that's the seam, and I skipped that one, and then I went to the next one and the other side of the seam, and I did my single crochet. and then from there I did the motif in the next one, and that way it's even in the front. So now what I have to do is just to sew some buttons and I will be done. I have these buttons in here, but I don't know for sure if I want this one for the cardigan. I'm gonna go to Fabricland to see if they have any that match almost the color of the cardigan. I'm gonna bring a little piece of yarn, and if they don't, and then I will use this one. They're really nice. They are like a black, almost like a charcoal color with the little golden design. So I'm gonna leave the border. I really like the way it looks with the border. I went to Fabricland and I found these buttons, and look how amazing is that is almost the same color as some of these color of the yarn. It's like meant to be for this type of yarn. So they were $2.50 for 2, and I bought 6, so like a total 25 each. And they're the ones that I have the little plastic little thing in the back. So when I went to Fabricland, I found this ergonomic crochet hook on sale. The thicker ones, regularly $11.99 for $5.99, and the smaller ones, regularly $9.99 for $4.99. So I bought one of each. They only have the from 5mm to 15mm, but they don't have 11 and 11.5. Those are the only ones missing in here, and it's a shame that they don't have 4 and 4.5mm because I use those a lot, but I did well. So now I'm gonna sew the buttons in the cardigan, and I will show you the end result. Well, this is the end result, and I love this cardigan. It's very easy to do and fast. It looks really nice. I love the color of this yarn. I already went to the store and bought a gray color and like a different turquoise. Really beautiful yarn. Well, if you do the measurement for your cardigan, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it will fit your body no problem, because I did mine by measure the chain in here, and you see it fit me perfect. So that's the better way for you to get it the size for yourself, or for anybody else that you want to do it. You go and measure their body. So I hope you guys like it, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you make this piece and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman Crochet, or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.